All right, so I think it's okay. Just maybe don't talk like
So loud.
yeah, just talk normal. I'm gonna actually grab an actual beer that's not frozen, and then we can open it.
It's not frozen. I got my strap twisted.
Oh, I think they're all frozen.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to turn this down. I don't know how old this Miller Lite is.
Oh well. So are we gonna
We can take them off. We'll start with them on.
do go to yours and say the features, pros and cons, and then go to mine, features, pros and cons.
We'll just talk about. I'll say what mine is. You say what yours is, and then we'll just
Are we talking about archery season first or Bino harnesses
we'll
first?
talk about Bino harness first.
Okay.
I think that'll be best.
Okay.
All right.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's been recording.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, so I'm gonna crack the beer open. I'm gonna start. It's probably frozen too. No, we're good. Oh, it is frozen.
Is this one solid too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're not even gonna open that.
No beers.
Yeah, no beers for today.
That's okay. I turned on my thing. Hey guys, what's up? Wow, this is number 6 of PA Bluecollar Outdoors. Didn't forget the name this time. So sorry we don't do podcasts. We're trying new with just using some mics we bought.
No headsets.
Yeah, so we can't regulate the sound and stuff. Eventually we will get stuff, but
the mics were a huge upgrade.
Yeah, as you see, we basically are not on time with our podcast. Like we don't have a schedule, so we're not going to invest a bunch of money. So I mean, we have been selling hats. We're going to buy a camera eventually with all the money. So you guys buy a hat from us. Message us if you want a hat.
Please, a hat.
So
a whole bunch.
They are from Tipsyrippers. They are not the PA Bluecollar Outdoors one. Maybe we'll get some hats eventually made of that.
We do have the shirts though for our podcast.
Yes, we do. Maybe if I remember, I'll put the link in the description on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So without further ado, we'll get started here. You see us wearing our Bino harnesses like dildos here.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about them, and we just thought it was funny to have them on.
Because nobody wears them.
Yeah, no one wears them. Everyone
they always just put them on a table.
Yeah, why not wear them? You know, we wear them every day when we're hunting, so why not while we're here?
And then we're kind of going to roll into this past archery season because it's over. I mean, we have late archery, but rifle starting in, next week? So
yeah, and to vice off that, I'm not going to get into too much details because I will get in somewhat, but I want to do a breakdown of what happened to me this archery season and just kind of go over it, I guess. So I'll go into it a little bit about the podcast, but I'm going to do a in-depth kind of thing. Like, hey, look, what do you guys? It's going to be a question too. Like, what do you guys think? Showing kind of mistakes I made. I know I made them, etc. But without further ado, we'll get started here. So, I've had a Bino harness for a little over a year now. I will do a year review of this Bino harness. This is the marsupial gear. It's made in the U.S. Great product personally, and William just started using one.
This season.
Yeah, what do you got, William?
It's the Badlands XR. I did have a Vortex, the cheap ones that come with the binoculars. I used it for a couple weeks. It was terrible. I hated every part of it.
My beer.
I couldn't stand it any longer, so I just gave up and spent the money and bought a decent one. I was going to buy his, but I had a coupon for Badlands. If I didn't have the coupon for Badlands, I would have bought a marsupial one because I really like his too. With the add-ons, you can also add on stuff to this one too. We'll just go back to him, and he can start with his beer spilling and his overview of his harness first, and then we'll jump back into mine.
Yeah, sorry. Ran into my mini fridge.
It's too cold and froze all the beer.
It's too cold, and it's only on level 4 or setting 4, so it shouldn't be freezing. But I mean, it's old. I've had it.
Well, at least we got one each out of it. That was all right, but it was still really cold.
Yeah.
The other ones are frozen solid.
Brandon probably didn't even drink hers.
Yeah, well.
It's probably still up there. All right, sorry. So you probably can still hear me. That's the nice thing about these new mics. But we're gonna start off with, and I just want to apologize. We're in my unfinished basement.
Just doing podcasts whenever we can. We were gonna do one earlier, working on our hunting shanty today. We were kind of doing some last minute things that needed done all season, and we had a little time. We were gonna do one there, but we ran into some stuff, and we just couldn't do it.
Yeah, we figured I also didn't want you to hear freaking grinding and
Background
stuff.
noise, impact
Yeah.
guns, saws.
We thought it was gonna be cool because while we're working on it, take little breaks, but we just didn't have the time. We never have the time. So
Here we are.
yeah. So just to let you know, if you are watching this, I do have the marsupial gear. So
Kangaroo.
this is the Ranger Green kangaroo, Ranger Green Bane one, but I really like the camo one, the multi camo. So I had my wife; she actually bought me the rangefinder and the extra large pouch. Then I have a couple other attachments. So I did do like
You have the bow hooks too.
oh yeah, the bow hooks. I also got the tether for the rangefinder. I really like this.
And you have the little cloth.
Quick release. Yep, I got a little cloth as well. There's only one thing I want to buy is, I don't know. Sorry if you can hear me breathing, but um, I wanted either the mitt, like the hand warmer, or I want to go with the gun holster. What's nice is I just found out, which I told you, the gun holster will work with my bow clips.
What about the
So
cell phone case they just come out with?
I don't know if that would fit like on the side here with the molly webbing or not. I don't know if that'd be annoying or not. I would have
Because it'd be like right under your armpit.
Yeah, I'd have to get rid of one of these.
Your clips are very big though. They're very large.
So what's nice is I also did the buckle delete kit on this.
Excuse me.
So it's higher up on my chest. So it would almost be more lower. If you look at
It's low now because I don't have all my hunting stuff on, but it's usually like here.
yeah.
And everything's loose.
I just like that it's higher and it's more like to my chest.
Tight.
And yeah. And I run everything tight. I've always even my shoes. But so I've had it over a year now. I recommend anyone to get one, even if you just have Bino. If you don't want all this extra stuff on it, just having the ease of going to your binos is,
and not having them dragging your neck down, like
yeah, like I mean, or you have it in your backpack and you don't ever use them because they're in your backpack.
And you're like, that's too much of a pain to get your backpack down or over by you and unzip it, take them out, and they're in a case in there anyways.
Yeah,
or they're like hanging on your neck inside your coat so they don't get wet or whatever, and they're like kill your neck all day because they're hanging there on your neck, and you're like, oh man, my neck hurts.
Yep, exactly.
Whereas there's no fatigue with these at all, none, and you could have like way more than just binoculars in them. Yep. So that's way more weight.
And I mean, it's just accessible. Like I wouldn't
very quickly.
Which William asked me, is like, why isn't this known? Like, why don't more people have these? And what's weird is they've been around for a while. I would say, just like now the technology, not the technology, but the drive to make them is like prevalent. So
yeah,
like,
it's more.
It's like, okay,
make them better.
Everything's more accessible. Everything's more like, let's everything now is about making it easier on the hunter, which is kind of sad in a sense, I guess, because like
they're making hunting less of a challenge.
Yeah, which that's a whole other topic. We won't get into that too much. I could really dive in my opinions about it, and but it is what it is. But so like I was saying, I have the marsupial gear one. The only thing I notice, a little bit of wear and tear after a year. There is a spot.
Now, what kind of warranty do they have?
It's a lifetime warranty. So it is lifetime warranty. They will send it back to them. They'll fix it. They do this all by hand. So it's just they'll replace whatever you got. Like I got some blood stains on there. I do have a wear spot somewhere.
From it rubbing.
Yeah, from it rubbing. And I can't remember. It was bugging me, but I can't remember where it's at now. whatever.
So you wanted this camo in that case. You like that camo. The
Yeah,
multi-camo?
but I'm glad that I didn't go with the main part as a multi-cam. I feel like it'd be too much.
Yeah.
I like the offset to it, I guess.
One solid color.
Yeah, like I like it
So it's
because
magnetic also.
yeah. So they got the no mag one, which before their first Bino harness, it had a gap on the sides. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember me
they're
showing it.
open. They're open, yeah.
Well, they made it now. They just came out with a new one where it doesn't have that. So now it's enclosed
Yeah,
completely,
fully enclosed.
but it doesn't have magnets on
Now
it.
yours flips open too and holds open with magnets also.
Yeah. So, but the problem with that is everybody, you should just be able to do it real easy,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always stick
Stay.
because if you have things in your front pocket, it screws you. But if you manually do it like this, it doesn't usually come off.
Hmm.
But you have to kind of like tug on it and pull down.
No, it's fully waterproof too.
So I would say it's weather resistant,
Okay.
but the fabric might be different. Nah, yours is almost like a
It's almost like a coat
yeah,
fabric almost, I would say.
like a cotton or
Yeah,
something.
it's some sort of like synthetic.
So that's what I like about yours is you have a built-in rain cover.
Yeah.
And this one you can buy one, but I think it's inconvenient because like you actually have to pull it out and do like
Oh, this
you
is
have to.
inconvenient too.
Yours is a little bit better because you can kind of like unzipper it and just do it.
Yeah.
But mine's like literally you have to like pull it out and then
And
it has to
carry it.
like go over these holes and you have to do it like a special way. Like
Yeah.
it's not bad, but I feel like I wouldn't use it. And I've used it in the rain and it works fine, but I imagine it's going to take a beating getting rained on because of the
Yeah.
material. And
Yep.
I can't remember what the material is, but like I feel like it's pretty weather resistant. It almost seems like it's like a foam in the
I think
inside.
yours is more weather resistant than mine because like the top actually folds back over the front.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, I don't always even when I do this, if I don't, you almost have to manually do it, and I don't do it all
Hmm.
the time because it doesn't just like obviously the ease of it. You want to be able to do that, but if you want to put the top down or the bottom down, you have to kind of manually do it. I just kind of let it flop there because I don't
Yeah.
really
And
care.
you're in a hurry too.
Yeah, and if especially this year,
Or
spot
you're
and
gonna be
stalking.
up, down, up, down, up, down the whole day
Mm-hmm.
with it.
Yeah, so I keep mine open a lot, and more people like who spend $500 to $1,000 on their binos probably would want to keep his closed. And me, I mean, like just the ink, like it's especially if I'm moving, if I'm holding my bow in one hand and I have to manually like if I have my release on because my release gets in the way, and I have to do this and like pull this out.
Hmm.
Sometimes I leave it hanging here.
Yeah, and yours are like external straps also, and they're
Yeah. Look,
detachable.
I got all kinds of junk in here.
And the how big of binoculars can fit in there? Probably like 12 by 50s, probably.
I think I have the small one.
I
Um,
mean, you have lots of room even with these in there, the 10 by 42s. We both have 10 by 42s.
you might be able to fit the 12 by 50, but it'd be really snug, and you'd have to stretch it. You'd maybe want to either get maybe I have medium. I can't remember, but
Yeah, that one has sizes too.
you'd almost want to go with a large
Okay.
because if you're doing a 12 by 50, it also depends on the brand. So they have a conversion chart, probably just like yours does.
Well,
So
yeah, but this is the only one that doesn't come in sizes. All the other ones you can get small,
okay,
medium, large.
it's
This
probably
one's
because that
not.
one's just so massive.
Yeah.
And that's what she said. But anyways, uh, that's what she didn't say. Um, I'd recommend like any bino harness. Even I mean, I know you have
Not the
like this.
Vortex one.
I say you say not the vortex one, but I don't know if you just the accessibility of just even having one. Like, even if you keep it open the whole time, like just having it right there on your chest, it's you can't beat it.
Yeah, no.
So my personal opinion on it, I would say this was $130. I think this large pouches, which is nice. This one comes with the mesh harness, so you don't have to
Yeah,
spend
it's like a
extra of that.
full size harness too. Like full size, like almost like a tree stand harness that's gonna hold you in the tree. Like they're big, big wide straps with big buckles and like So
Hmm.
it's going to be comfortable and not fatiguing you over time. And
Yeah, which is really nice. Like at least mine's comfortable. I haven't put yours on yet,
I
but
wore yours, and yours is like
is yours a little?
very similar to mine. What?
Okay, I just want to make sure it
Oh,
looks lit up.
yours is very similar to mine, other than you just wear it tighter and up higher than mine, and it's like more compact. Where mine's like tall, and yours is more wide.
Yeah, I think I don't wouldn't like yours because like knowing where my gut position's at. If it was sitting on my gut and my chest, it would hit it.
Eh,
And I don't like yours. Doesn't seem too bad because it's sitting so low, it's on your gut. But I could imagine like
bending
I've
over.
watching a couple videos and people are like walking and it's really wobbling, and they even have it kind of tight.
Yeah,
I
I got mine. Well, yeah, I have. It's not tight now,
like the space right here, like the space in the top. I know if you can't see the space in the top, and there's all different. We were just watching a video the other day where they did a bunch of tests of
but
running and crawling, and
crawling and jumping and seeing how far it flung out, how much debris it got inside, like snow and grass and whatever.
yeah, and
He
there's
even went in the
tighter ones.
shower
Yeah, he went in
too
the
for the
shower
water
with
test.
his clothes on.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, okay, I'll give you everything I like about it and everything I don't like about it. So, first complaint is, you know what I mean? Obviously, it'd be nice if they positioned the magnet in a different spot. So this kind of, when you open this, it went automatically to tacking. But I understand why they did it so low because this pocket right here.
Yeah, to get
So, I
around
mean,
it.
you in a perfect world, you ain't gonna have a perfect product. It's not gonna have
Well,
everything.
yeah, it's better than a zipper or a clasp or something or a buckle. I mean, magnets are like the way to go.
Yeah,
They're fast and easy and they work
I mean, yeah, and
and quiet for the most part.
yep. Like unless you're running a defibrillator, not a defibrillator, but you have like a
Pacemaker.
yeah pacemaker,
Yeah,
not a
like all
defibrillator.
the warnings they have on the inside.
You might not want a magnet one, but I love the side pockets. Love them because I keep my bow wax in there and I keep a little multi tool. And I just started keeping like this in here. You know how many times, like I told you, I lost my extinguisher
Hmm.
because I just wear that little cheap lanyard they gave
Yeah,
you.
that they gave you with it. That mine broke already, and it's not even a year old on my extinguisher. So I just retied it to itself. Look, it pulled right out.
Mine was even cheaper
So
than
I
yours.
just retied it.
So I love being able to
Freaking
just put it in the
junk.
side pocket because that's accessible. Like if it's in your backpack or in your pocket, you're like either trying to rummage through it or
Hmm.
whatever. So
Or you don't know where it's at, or you're like blindly searching for it as it's hanging on the tree behind you, like blindly, like, oh, that's not it, that's not it.
yeah, exactly. And relatively, like I mean, it's all quiet. Like the magnet makes it more quiet.
Hmm.
Zippers can be a little hard, especially if you have jam packed stuff in there. But those are probably my two main features. And even the back pocket that's supposed to be for your phone, I stick all kinds of stuff in there. There for a while, I had my little booklet. I actually just put this back here recently. It's for my calls because I didn't know exactly about them, so I kept that back there. So so I love the front zipper. The only like gripe I can say I have is about the harness itself. It's I feel like maybe if there was some kind of indentation that I have it the right way because I get it twisted a
Yeah,
lot.
it's twisted right now.
Yeah, so I get it twisted a ton, so I can never tell because like I have to like take if I'm trying to be fast, I have
Yeah,
I which I'm
there's
on
like
that.
never ever fast putting a Bino harness on,
Well,
especially with all your clothes and like you're like trying to reach for the strap.
I do. I try to be fast. Um, I like that there's all kinds of features and you can switch and you can buy other stuff and switch it out for different seasons. If you, I'm like buy once like I don't want to change it. If I buy it, I'm not
You're
changing.
stuck with it.
Yeah, I won't.
Well, you stick yourself with
Yeah, I won't change it. So I'm gonna make sure this is still recording because my phone was almost dead. All right, still good.
it. Yes.
Okay, so 20 minutes. So
Okay.
I can't believe I spilled.
So I better hurry up with mine.
Well, let me do it like the finish overview.
Okay.
Okay, so price point, um, it's pretty relative for everything. I'd say they're all probably about $100 if you're buying a decent
Oh
one.
yeah.
So, but some of them are nice because you can you spend $150 and you can get kind of like all the, what I mean. Yours has a range finder pouch on it. Mine, you'd have to spend extra money. So like I have like probably $250 in everything, which can be a lot. But if you buy a piece in here, well worth the investment. I
Hmm.
never would tell you this years ago. I'd be like, I ain't buying that. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it. So, number one gripe, magnet. Maybe if they could put it in do something, but that's very simple. Um, the only other thing, like I said, the harness. Um, the That's pretty much it. I don't really not like anything about it. There's all kinds of little tidbits you can buy for it, and it's great. So, other than the price of it and those few things I mentioned, I mean, if you don't want to spend the money, that's it. But it's a well worth invest, especially lifetime warranty. You can't beat that.
No. No, you
So,
buy it one time.
yeah, you send it back, they fix it, and just from reading comments and stuff, they have great customer service. So that you
Hmm.
can't beat that. So if you guys don't have a Bino harness and you're curious about it, or you want to ask questions, leave them in the comments, or send us a
Anything.
message and email. Our email is tipsyrippers@gmail.com.
Facebook.
You can always and if you want to make recommendations of videos to make too, do that as well. But now William will tell you about his Bino harness and kind of what he feels
Okay,
about it.
so like I said, I had a Vortex one. Obviously they're only $30. Well, there's a totally reason why there's only $30. It's horrible. They open from the front backwards, which it's terrible. What are you supposed to do with the flap? All it has is like this little bungee thing on the front. I should have brought it to show you because it's terrible. And then you like have to tuck the lid behind your chest. Who wants to do that? It does have a nice pocket in the back though, and like it has a zipper pocket in the front, I think, or a zipper pocket in the back. I don't remember,
And the
but
sides.
it has the side pockets. They're just stretchy, and I ripped the one. And like, funny story is I ripped the one a little bit wider so I could fit my rangefinder in there, and then it would like close over. Well, I went hunting the next day, and here I like shoved it in there, and it held the button of my rangefinder in, and I killed the battery. So I didn't find out till the next day I went hunting, and
He had to buy expensive batteries.
yeah, of course, for a rangefinder. So I bought this one right after that because I was tired of it. So I had a 40% off coupon. Um, if I didn't, I would have bought that one, like hands down, because I like made in America stuff. These ones claim to be made in America. They're not. They're made in Vietnam, I'm pretty sure. They're based out of Utah, I believe, but it shipped out of Kansas. It was kind of weird. This is the Badlands Bino XR harness, the biggest one they make. Um, it's they call it the Zip No. It has a little tag on here, yeah, Zip No, because it's a magnet also. The biggest binoculars it can fit is the 10 by 42s, which that's what mine are, and as you can see, they barely fit in here. Um, this is the only one with a actual rangefinder, also pouch on the bottom, which I have a gigantic rangefinder. I hate it. I bought a different one. It's too big. Cody's is like perfect size. It's very accessible. So these both have magnets. You kind of gotta like really place this in here. Yeah, see the size difference? Like this one's like way too big. Way too big. I hate it.
Go sport.
Um, so I got the Tidewee 700. So we're gonna do a review video on that one. His actually has good reviews too for like the price point. This one's ridiculous. This is like over $100, and it's a muddy one, and it's really not that great.
I should probably do a review on this. I've never charged this.
That's what everybody was saying about the rechargeable ones. The guy's like, I've used this all summer shooting, all archery season, and it still has 3 out of 4 blocks of battery. I was like, holy
I
crap.
mean, I don't even know if it has a battery notification. I don't think it does. But yeah, I've had it.
We got like a year now.
Yeah, a
Holy
year, and
crap.
I've never charged it.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, is I don't know how long these batteries would last, but they're like $12 for 2 batteries. They're like a tiny, like double A looking, chubby chode looking battery. But
I understand why people want to buy batteries is
oh,
because
excuse
like
me.
eventually stuff like this, the battery in itself will die down, like it basically just breaks down. But like, I mean, by the time if it does, say you get 5 years out of
You're
it,
just gonna want a new
just
one
buy a new one.
anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, in this world, everything's throwaway too. So these do have a lifetime warranty also. So whatever, you send them back. This is in the Approach. They have 3 colors. I believe it's slate, which is like a gray blue, and then they have mud, and it's like a brown. I believe it's called mud. Then they have the Approach, which is the Approach, and then they have the Approach FX. I didn't really like the Approach FX. My dad actually just ordered one in the Approach FX, just like this. The Approach FX is like darker camo pattern. This is their own Badlands camo pattern. They have Approach and Approach FX for their hunting gear. I like the Approach because it's like more. It fits like we hunt in Western PA. Stuff's green and light colored, not dark. So whatever he wanted that, so whatever. Um, so it has 2 side pockets, a back zipper pocket, and a back pocket for like your phone or whatever you want to put on there. I got my call clipped on here and I tuck it in. This does have smaller buckles than his. They are adjustable, and then it has like up here on the actual harness part, it has a couple tie downs, and then on the sides here, it has you can actually clip the accessories like his on there. I don't have any accessories yet. They have a water bottle holder, rangefinder pouches, 2 different ones, a magnetic one, a clip one. And then they have an everything pouch. But this does not, you cannot put the bottom pouch on this one like you can put on the other ones, or any of the bottom mount like bow hooks like you can get from Badlands. Not on this one. It's just not compatible with them because it obviously has this stupid, I wouldn't say it's stupid, but it has the rangefinder thing in the bottom, which is also magnetic. You can clip the accessory things on the side through these kind of hidden loops they have on the sides of the pockets. I just have a carabiner on there where I hook my bow to that. And I know a lot of people frown upon hooking your bow up by the string, but I do by a carabiner to hold it there, if I'm glassing or whatever, looking around. I know that's a weird term too, glassing. Or you could hook them like his are on the strap if you want. They make holsters for guns. They go mount on the bottom specifically through Badlands and like a third party supplier, but I just have my inside the waistband holster that I clip on. It clips right onto my harness and stays there secure. And when I want to carry my gun, I carry it on this side so I can just draw it out this way. Um, in the 2 side pockets, they're just zippers. They're not super big, but they're kind of convenient. And then you can tuck up the little zippers. I don't like the lanyard. These come with it. I don't like it. It's too long. I mean, it's plenty long enough, like for your. But when you go to put it back in, it. You
yeah,
have
you
to
have to
tuck.
really mess with it.
Yeah, tuck the whole thing in, and this rangefinder is gigantic. So you got to like
Hmm.
finagle it in there, and then of course this is magnetic here. This one kind of like Cody, similar. You can fold it down like this, and then just like his, the magnets don't always stick when you have fold it. You can do it like this, but I don't really do it because it's like kind of in the way. So you can do it like this, but it's not going to stick at all, and then you don't have access to your rangefinder. So I just do it halfway, and then
Mm.
I only have one on here. I got this off of a cell phone case. This thing because it works. Because I seen a lot of people do keychain rings on their binoculars because Badlands uses this like circle carabiner style tether. I only have one of them. There's 2 of them in here. I just tucked it back inside. There is a mesh pocket in the back side of this. I only
Mm.
did one because you really only need one, and I did it on the left side because it's my non-dominant side, and I don't think it's gonna fall out anyways. And these are really long too. They do sell a compatible carabiner attachment kit, but it's like 20 bucks, something like that. It's ridiculous. So another big thing is on the XR, it has this adjustable floor, so you can adjust it. So if you didn't have a rangefinder in the bottom, you could put this floor the whole way to the bottom and fit like gigantic binoculars in here. But then you wouldn't be able to fit your rangefinder. So I'm hoping with this new rangefinder, it's a little bit smaller. It's obviously smaller than this one. It's huge. That I can adjust the floor a little better. So my binoculars will fit. I mean, I like the fitment on them. They're snug. They really stay in there even with this up. But the only problem is if I keep my eye reliefs spun up, it's very hard to fit them in there. They're really, really snug then, and it's hard to get them in and out. But it's kind of cool how you can adjust that to fit your binoculars, the little floor thing. I haven't had any problems with it moving. It's literally just Velcro on four sides to move it. But sometimes I worry about it, like moving up or down or whatever. But I just thought that was kind of neat. And then it comes with a gigantic lens cleaning cloth on a like a I'd say a bungee, and there it's literally has its own little pocket just for it on the inside of here to tuck in, which that's awesome. And then we'll get to the back here that it has a zipper pocket in the back, which I have my knife in there, and then a full size rain cover to go over the whole front. I'm not going to put it on because it sucks, because they claim this isn't waterproof, whatever. I don't like the price of it. It's like too expensive. These are like 180. I had a 40% off coupon. I got it for like 118, which that's like awesome price. Obviously, I wouldn't buy. Like I said, I wouldn't have bought it
Oh,
if
it's that price now.
not at $180. That's ridiculous. And it's not made in USA. I don't like that either. I don't like I said, I don't like the tethers. Sometimes the magnets don't work. And it's just, I wish that the rangefinder thing wasn't so inconvenient. But
You have so many gripes about it.
I
I
mean,
didn't realize you had so many.
I do, but I bought it because it was on sale, and I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna buy. The
Well,
handles are nice, so you can. This I just use it to pick up by, but I guess you could use it to hold it still to open it, but you really don't. If you have it on your chest, you don't need to hold it to open it. It's literally like a one-handed thing. Like the magnets are a little bit loud, which I've watched lots of review videos on this and stuff. And I kind of feel the same about a lot of the stuff that people talk about.
I realize like now I feel like I didn't really go in depth as you and mine. Um,
Well, I was like waiting. I was like, in my head, I'm just like feeding all my thoughts in here. I'm like,
what are you feeding your thoughts?
on the harness. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I know this.
Just
Like, it's got
mad.
a good warranty. It's not made in the USA. I'm like, just breaking down everything that I was like, I know about it because I
This
researched.
guy's feeding his thoughts Coke over here. He's just
Yeah,
like,
probably because of how I think, but
no. Well, I just now I'm like, I'll let you finish whatever you're saying, but I do have
I
a
was pretty
couple.
much done. I was pretty much wrapping up with
Uh,
the pros and cons, and
I know, but I just felt like I slacked on mine because I barely.
well, that's why I was kind of
Yeah.
asking you questions because, like, as a consumer, I would want to know that. Like, is it
Yeah.
waterproof? Is it?
Well, I wasn't sure if I would like what we. I mean, I guess we're gonna make a video too. So
Yeah,
that,
we're gonna make a video like comparing a bunch of different ones. Like our one buddy has a totally different like Amazon one that's like
yeah,
really decent for like $70. Like I
yeah.
couldn't believe it was only $70. Like why would you waste your money and buy a $30 Vortex one when you could buy this one that he got for $70? It is like phenomenal.
It's one that
It's
I was
like
actually
top
gonna buy
notch.
before I bought this one, and before I dove deep. I do want to notate something I really like about this extra pouch, like what you remembered, is it has bullet holders right here,
Oh,
so
okay.
you can put some extra
That is
bullets
convenient.
in right there. I keep my obviously I can throw a lot of stuff in here, but
What's this on the front? Like what's that
it's an
for?
extra pocket.
Oh, okay.
That's where I keep
Okay.
my keys, my Allen keys at.
Okay.
Um, but one thing I will say you sparked is the marsupial. I said we like I'm part of marsupial gear. That'd be sweet, get sponsored.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Uh, anyways, they use molly webbing for all their like attachments. Like molly webbing in the back of this of
I
each
noticed that. I
attachment.
was looking at that when I tried yours on because I was looking how they attached them, and Badlands is very similar to that.
Yeah.
How they attach, or you could attach it, like I said, through these hidden
Hmm.
that are a pain in the, but you don't really need to get them out all the time
Yeah.
in the side, like with
Okay.
your It's similar, or you could put them on here. I
Okay.
don't know if all of them have this on the side pockets, or you just attach them through the actual harness.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure because I've really only researched this one. I didn't really research the other ones because like I figured you spend say $100 or 130 on the harness, and then you buy a rangefinder pouch for like $40 to $50. You're already at another price point of the buying the one with the built-in rangefinder pocket.
Exactly.
So
So all in all, let me ask you a consensus. So like, if you were to look back, even though you just had yours recently, even though you haven't had it for very long, I guess, could you look back not having one? Like, would you like go? What? Like, do you think to yourself, why didn't I have one before?
yeah, I think that all the time. Oh
So,
yeah,
like, 100%. Even if you just get one that's off Amazon, or I mean, obviously you want to get a decent one.
yeah. Don't waste
Um,
your money on a vortex. Seriously,
yeah, they do. I
seriously.
mean, just
They
they're
do a
cheap,
horrible
they're
job.
free when you buy
They
one.
have that pro one too, but I seen it, and then it opens backwards too. Like, who the heck wants that?
Well, that's how they first started, and
That's
that's
so dumb.
like marsupial kind of paved the way for everywhere. Is like front facing
Like, what are
because
you
that's
gonna
what
do?
they hated about it.
Tuck it behind you, and then you're like, oh, and then it's like bulging out because the lid's behind you.
Yeah, and a gripe like people like to say about like how loud this can be if you're closing it, but
Yeah,
it's like
even mine's like real loud. Like
I
both of them.
I
They
don't know. Like if you're 50, 60 yards and you're sneaking up on a deer, just saying, like, are they
just
really gonna hear that? I don't know.
shut it quietly. Like, hold on to it.
I mean, it's still a little loud, but I've literally have like coughed and I was like 60 yards from a buck, and it was
Yeah.
still there.
Meanwhile,
Like,
you're not gonna hear your binocular
I don't
harness
know.
going.
It obviously
Meanwhile, we
goes.
don't close them. We just leave them like this. So you're like gonna be.
I mean, yeah, there's you go branch off that, but anyways, I guess like that's our consensus is if you don't have one, at least look at getting one.
Try one.
Invest,
Try somebody
yeah,
that you know. Try theirs on for maybe a day
yeah, and
or a
then
little bit.
you're just gonna see a bunch of people carrying them, even older people
Very
here soon.
convenient.
Yeah, because like his dad's getting one, and our father-in-law has one. So like, I don't know if he's ever worn it, but he has one. Um, so I mean, I think like that it's
Oh,
something
excuse
so
me.
convenient. Like it's like that's all they're trying to do now is make everything
That's
convenient
what you
and
need really
nice.
too is you need your binoculars out like all the time. Like I couldn't tell you how many times that I wish I had my binoculars out and I didn't they were in my bag because when you're walking around
Hmm.
before they're in my backpack or they're on my neck under my coat cuz it's raining and I can't get them out in time.
Yeah, and you don't need all this shit. I guess so you just if you just had the Bino harness itself, it will be 10 times like more convenient. Because think about it, how even if you're in a stand and you're thinking, oh, is that a deer? Or if you can get that like one extra step, like you're ready for that deer
Mhm.
coming, like you
Oh
hear
yeah.
something, you're
That one
binoculars, but
extra being prepared. Yeah.
you can
That's
be,
all about archery's like all about that.
yeah,
Like being one step ahead of what's going to happen next.
heck yeah, and especially like what if you're hunting, we'll just say public land and you're in rifle and you have a guy that's 100 yards from you and you fumbling around trying to get your binoculars to see that deer
Well,
over
yeah, and
there.
you don't want to look at, that stuff in a scope of your gun. Now you're
Yeah,
pointing your gun at the guy. Just
yeah.
get your
Like,
binoculars out.
or like by the time you pull your scope up, you know how hard it is to find deer sometimes in
Yeah,
your
that
scope.
zoomed in.
I
Oh, yeah.
like it's different from having like a 10 power versus like I don't know what's your scope
9.
9 power. So it's but I feel like when you have two eyes,
It's better.
personally, I
Yeah.
obviously someone who's trained eye would just like oh yeah whatever. But in the woods, I don't care who you are. It still sometimes takes a minute
Yeah,
to
especially with
find
one
the
eye,
deer.
you're like,
Yeah,
ooh.
because like so I don't know.
Especially that zoomed in, but I mean, you could zoom out. But like, sometimes I find myself doing that with binoculars too. But
Yeah,
no, that's a very good point because say you're trying to do that with your rangefinder and the deer's only like 25 yards away. Your one eye, you're still like fumbling around like,
yeah.
where is this deer at?
It's
You're like, okay, there's that tree.
it's
All
so
right, now
hard.
go up to that
Yep.
tree. Oh, there it is. Okay.
But when you go to the eye, like it might not even be it's the motion that you're using both eyes and you're looking.
Yeah.
Like one eye, you like I don't know. It's just
You could catch something
yeah.
or whatever.
So I don't know. Like even just that like little bit, I think would be helpful. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna take this off now.
We got to go into
Well,
our archery
I guess
season
I'll
this
keep it
year.
on because our
Yeah,
mic's
our mics.
attached.
I was gonna take mine off too because it's bugging me, but it's bugging me
Well,
because I got a haircut.
you can clip it to
Not
your.
not because it's uncomfortable.
We'll just clip your to your shirt.
Okay, but we're
Might
gonna
look like
go
I have a boobie, but
go into
right on your sleeve. So it might sound a little lower because I'm a little further away, but it's probably pretty loud. So I'm gonna check how much we have left, but we're gonna go over the rest of our archery season. Well, we do have a video of our first couple weeks.
already out.
So I'm gonna throw. I think we're gonna throw one out, and I think it's just gonna be a little bit because I didn't take too much videos, but I do have some.
I didn't really either because I didn't really have much because I'm too busy trying to shoot a big deer
Yeah,
and not shoot anything else.
yeah, which is hard.
We'll
And
get into that, but
yeah, well, so I have enough footage where I'm gonna kind of make a video about like the rest of it, and then kind of like I want to go in depth about what kind of happened to me this season. I kind of made some mistakes I shouldn't have, and kind of also it not my fault. It was also just kind of like what happened occurred. Um, so I mean, I did show a clip. I shot at a buck, and I was not able to recover it.
I mean, he didn't shoot at it; he did hit it.
Yes, I hit it, and I hit a little far back.
Just, I mean, not a lot.
No, like I mean, I just from rewatching,
It's
it's a
nice that you
little low,
take
but
video that's to replay it to
yeah.
just give yourself kind of a
And I'm pretty sure it is dead. I spent
somewhere.
many days and many conversation with people. Like I looked for it for 2 days straight, and I even
Got a dog.
had a dog and stuff. I had so I still didn't find it. It's probably on someone else's property, not too far.
Dead
So it's I'm assuming because we haven't seen it after that
on
yet.
the camera in
Or
the
I haven't
same
even
spot.
seen. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna make a video of a breakdown of it and kind of like what I could have done better or what break down where I think the shot breaks down to be what I could have done, like what was going through my head. I'm gonna kind of like make a whole video on it just because I think it's interesting, and two so I can look back at it and just kind of like reflect on it because
Mm-hmm.
no one likes wounding a deer, no one likes making a bad shot, no one
Mm-hmm.
doesn't like not finding their deer.
Yeah, that's all fun.
It doesn't
None of
matter.
that's fun. What you just said.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter if it's a doe or a buck or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So, but we'll go kind of into our archery. So, I mean, I started off rough. I missed 2 bucks in one day,
Yeah.
spot and stalking.
Mm-hmm. And it was pouring rain. We got soaked that day. Very soaked.
Yep. So that should have been an inclination of like, hey, yeah, you're gonna suck this year.
No, it should have been maybe an inclination like, hey, let's maybe like slow down or calm down or
Mm-hmm.
wait for a better shot or something or range it a couple more times or
Which
let's not
yeah.
rush stuff or have William come up here and range it too like you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to.
I was I was trying like okay, so that's a big something approach is that's what we were talking about is we need a better way to communicate
Yeah, quietly. And we're talking about
quietly.
like walkie talkies or like just hand signals
Yeah, or
or
something that we can kind of like because we were trying to talk to each other, but like
because we
we
were
were
like
talking so
what
low.
5 feet away from each
Yeah, we
other.
still
I'm
couldn't
trying to
hear each other.
film. He's trying to get these deer.
Yep, and I'm trying so like
And it's
spot.
pouring rain. We can't hear at all.
It was pouring like it was loud. So reflective spot and stalking is a lot of fun, but it is hard.
In the rain, I would recommend it.
It is. You can
Definitely.
sneak up on
In
them,
the rain, it was so much fun.
but you know, you also take risk of not having a blood trail.
Yeah.
So with me missing, if I would have made a poor shot, I'm better. I'm happy that I missed better than making a poor shot and not able. So the whole thing was a learning lesson for me. As
Mm.
much as like obviously spot and stocking's important,
Unless
or
you
not
can see
important,
the
but
deer like run away
yeah.
too, that'd be another case.
I mean, I I also shot a doe. I got a doe.
Yeah, so you weren't a failure this season at
Yeah,
all, by any means.
and she only went 40 yards. I had a small clip of that.
That was more or less a spawn stock too.
Yeah, I had an eventful year this year, I guess.
Oh yeah,
I would
a lot
say,
of firsts.
yeah, a lot of firsts. I and I've opened Williams' eye how much fun spot and stalking is. It's obvious,
I was pretty amazed, especially in the rain,
yeah, and you can get closer to those deer. It's just you have to be slow and you have to be ready for them. Like
and
you
kind
just,
of like plan where they're gonna go.
yep. And the thing is, though, this is what you're risking. You spot and stalking on your land. If it's the land you hunt,
Like
you're
private land.
yeah, you're gonna be kicking them up. You might lose that deer if you spook them too much.
Hmm.
And that I stopped after a while because I was like, I'm
Yeah,
not.
we only did it a couple times, honestly. What we did it maybe 4 times, and then we're like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, like so. I mean that it. So like if you watch a hunt in public, they do it all the time. They don't care. They're only there for a few days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So they don't care if they spook that deer.
they just want to get them.
They either get it or they don't, and
Yep.
they're not coming back to there. So I'd maybe if you are private land, that's something you want to be hesitant over. But if you do public land,
Whatever.
what? Why not? Like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna maybe piss off other hunters, but I mean, you could piss any hunter off just being there
Yeah, in general.
in
Yeah,
public. So.
walking around hunting like everybody else is doing.
So I don't know. I had an eventful. I mean, I missed 2 bucks. I saw a bunch of bucks close. I walked up. I got so close to 2 smaller bucks. I was 20 yards from them, just sitting in the bush. And then I had a doe come 5 feet from me.
Hmm.
Like all this stuff is possible. Like you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
just is. You just got to you have to put yourself at the right place, the
Hmm.
right time. I mean, that's something we discuss each year. What do you think we do? It's almost like
Each year's like a whole new. Like we relearn it. We relearn everything each year. I swear. When we go out archery hunting, we're all like, "Whoa, well, this deer and that deer, and we didn't call, and this and that," and it's all the same thing every year. We just like relearn it. We're like, it's like once we shoot a deer, we forget.
we know the information. We
Yeah, I
forget. Like
don't. I
in
don't.
the moment, you forget, or like
We suck. We're just like, yeah, we're gonna go out there hunting, and we completely forget all the stuff that we learned last season or even a couple seasons before, and we're just like,
we know the stuff. We put it to use. We talk about
it's
it. We
weird.
like
It's
it.
so weird how we do that. I don't know why we do
But when we're at it, we're like, okay, what do we do? Like what? Like I know what to do, and I do it. And,
that. Yeah, and then we're
but
like surprising ourselves, like, oh crap, we gotta, you know,
and like it's weird. It's weird. Like I don't. I guarantee, even if the like most experienced people who have 30, 40 years, they definitely still feel
do
that
the
way.
same thing.
Because think about it. You might, yeah, deer do the same thing. Deer do the like very similar things.
Yeah, but it's a
And
whole year that you're not in that.
yeah, unless you're the person that's scouting all year, the
Yeah,
person that's just constantly do.
but we
You're just
take
a normal month, like a normal weekend.
hunter guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say warrior, weekend warrior
Okay,
hunter,
yeah, yeah.
like where that's the only time you hunt, like us.
Hmm.
Then you only have so much time to learn what.
Scout
Yeah,
and everything else, and that's pretty much it. I mean, what we put our cameras out. I mean, at the earliest, maybe June. I know that's late to some people, but some people keep theirs out like almost like 10 months out of the year,
which I
whatever.
I don't think it matters because it changed patterns. Like
Yeah,
it changed
it.
it. That
You
that
just kind of like put it out that early to kind of see what deer you have in the area, and then like after that, it's just like just change. Like we haven't even seen some of the deer that we've seen in the summer yet.
you probably have. Yeah, you probably have 30 bucks. We probably have 30 bucks combined on like us
In the summer,
and you know what I mean.
we've maybe seen 10,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe like those and they moves like I mean they have different they go horses, they move. They know where they're going to
Yeah.
each time frame. That's just what they do. I mean, so hard lessons this year for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
William could have had Biloxi, but
Four.
yeah,
Four of them.
he wanted to go after a bigger one,
Yeah.
and he's hoping for rifle. So,
I mean, after that, maybe late archery or flintlock, because they kind of screwed flintlock and gave like what a whole other week to late archery. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, I probably hunted harder this year than I've ever hunted. I'm gonna be honest because I broke my climber back out this year. I haven't used my climber in probably 10 years. I mean, I'm only 27. But I started archery hunting when I was like 14,
he
maybe even 13.
he was a little hesitant, scared, I guess you
Yeah,
could
I don't
say.
like using it, but I broke it out and we put it in some spots where we had some deer sign and bedding area, which we also discovered this year. Lots of, new bedding areas and stuff. And, we're still learning. We are. Everybody, I feel like, still is. Every hunter still learning. They learn new stuff every year. Um,
And I think if you're not learning, then I think like even the
you're not
excitement of,
doing much.
well, yeah, you're not doing much, or you're not, the excitement of hunting can be down. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. No matter how many podcasts, how many YouTube
Whatever
videos,
you watch,
how
yeah.
much you experience, like there's always something I feel like
New
hunting
you
with
can
you.
learn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is going to teach you, too. Teach you all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
And then once you're at the point where you think you know it all, you either probably should stop hunting because it's just, it just, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying you should stop hunting, but I just feel like, what's the sense of
Sense of
you,
doing it. Yeah.
like if you've gotten everything you wanted, like,
Met all your goals in your hunting career.
yeah, me personally, I have to have goals. I have to have like,
Yeah, that's my goal this year, and I don't know why I picked this year, but I want a deer that you're gonna hang on the wall. I don't want one that you're just gonna be like, I might get a European mount and like maybe hang it up. I don't know. No, not this year. I mean, I want a big deer or nothing. So
big deer, nothing.
it sucks, but like, I mean, also there's another first for us. We hunted out of a blind this year, archery,
Yeah.
which was a promising spot at first, but then started getting in the late season, it was like useless.
I mean, I've hunted out of a blind, um, and rifle and other things,
But not
but
archery.
no,
Yeah, that was
just
the
because I
first.
thought it was awkward. Like that.
Excuse me.
I mean, I think the only reason I considered is last year we hunted out of a shanty, and it was awkward, but we did it.
Yeah, yeah, that was all new too. But I tried to get out as much as I could this year, as much as I could. I mean, I could have went a couple more days, but I mean, I went after work as much as I could. I mean, I get off later, and then once daylight savings time came, I was pretty much. But I still did make it out like 2 days after that. So, but I did take 2 days off in rifle season so far, and I mean, we did get a nice Sunday to hunt this year, and I went out the morning. That was a really eventful Sunday during the rut. That was nice. We also learned to not essentially, like before rut, we learned to not be in the same area as often because you're kind of spooking the deer. You're putting your scent down there. They know you're down there. They're not really going to be down there as much. That we learned because we had a camera down there at that scrape and they didn't really come when we were down there a lot. But then once we left it alone for like 2 or 3 days, then they started coming back again, remember? But then like during the rut, it doesn't really matter because like we were looking for his deer. Oh, there was like 4 or 5 of us plus a dog in and out of there all night. And like the next morning, bam, giant deer all day long, all through there because it was the rut.
And I tried telling William that, and he didn't believe me. He's like, "Oh, they ain't coming." I'm like, "Dude, they'll be there."
Yeah.
And you know what? They came there. Like the next day, the big buck that we
targeted.
Yeah,
we've seen him in person like briefly. I have briefly. He's personally seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. I was face to face with him actually. I was 5 feet from him. 5 feet.
I mean, I kicked myself because I probably could have. I probably could have had a chance at him that one Thursday. Remember?
Yeah.
He came down there. It was still daylight, and down to that other spot where I had my climber.
Mm-hmm.
And you were hunting on top. Ah man,
Yep.
I kicked myself because it was like 6:30, and he came down there. It was just still daylight. He came right down there. We had him on camera, and then I
Yep.
kind of kicked myself for that. And
I told him to go out too.
I mean, and then the next Thursday, too, after that, they were down there at the pond when
Yeah.
you shot your doe.
Mm-hmm.
They were down there
They're
again,
down there.
and they
Yeah.
didn't even care. Like I drove my truck right out there to help him pick up his deer and his pit bike, and like they didn't even
Yep.
care. They just
And
like
then
moseyed off into the woods and like.
you know what? Thursday I shot my buck.
Yeah, it's always been Thursdays,
But and then if
which is
I
weird.
wouldn't have shot that buck Friday, he came
Oh
right
yeah,
by.
he
He
did.
came right there. I would have had a chance at him.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah,
But I didn't go out because I was
but you seen him
conscious
Thursday
about it.
too.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I seen him. I
Yeah,
seen him Thursday. He out when I was looking for blood and stuff. He came right in front of me, just raw, just
yeah, and you were
romping.
on the ground.
Yeah, he was 45 yards.
I
I could
did.
have tossed him.
I did see a buck a Friday. I hunted down by the pond, below the pond at that scrape. But remember, it was too dark. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was grunting, and I seen antlers, and I seen him at 40 yards, and I don't know which deer it was. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'll be sad if someone does someone other than us gets him. But he's.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where his house is, his home.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's that other one I wouldn't mind, but I mean, this year we're gonna try. I mean, a rifle where I'd like my dad to have the first shot at a buck, but you never know
yeah,
because he's old. I mean, not making fun of him. He's old and slow, so we'll see because he hasn't shot a buck now in 28 years. It's been 28 years since he's.
I think he just likes being out.
He does, but I just like him to just like kind of have one last hoorah, because he's what he's gonna be 70 soon, so.
Yeah, I think he needs to watch out front window when it comes time and.
And just be on it. And no offense, but if something steps out, I think me or Cody are gonna have our guns on it too in case he misses.
Yeah.
Because we had a rough time sighting his gun in the other day. So
Yeah. All right. So like I mean we could talk so much about our archery. I feel like there's so
we kind
much
of went
stuff.
over it. Good
Yeah.
overview.
We're almost at an hour, so I kind of want to do a couple things here to end this conversation. Is um, let's I want you to give some like some piece of advice at the end. Like I like doing this. Like a question, I usually ask a question, but I want you to give a piece of advice, especially with the whole. I'll use your dad as an example, like the whole rifle thing. Think of something to kind of go up there about his rifle. Like, what would be some advice you'd give to someone who is 100% confident that their gun is sighted in or something? You know what I mean?
Don't always blame the scope. If you're sighting your gun in or your bow, don't always blame the sight or the scope when you're sighting it in.
Why is that?
Because it's not always off. It might be you. It might be you pulling it. It might be you jerking it. It might be you not holding it on. It might be you're just not in your, what's that word called? Natural point of aim. It's not always the equipment's fault. It
Yeah.
could be you.
Yeah.
You need to. I know, like I haven't shot a deer rifle in what 5 years, and like even I was like being a little jumpy. I dry fired my gun at least 10 times just to get used to the trigger and like holding it and stuff before I even put any shells in it. I've used that gun since I was 16, so I mean, like you'd think you'd be used to it, but I wasn't because it's been 5 years, and I think that's a good idea. Even if every year you get it out, you should probably dry fire it, the trigger, and make sure. I know that's gonna start a lot of stuff too, but about dry firing guns. But I think you should just do it to just get used to the trigger pull on it.
He's saying always dry fire your bow. Just do that. That's the best advice ever.
Dry fire your bow too. Yeah,
Dry
exactly. Dry fire stuff to get used to it. Yep.
Don't dry fire your bow.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't take our advice because I'm not paying for your bow. I'm sorry. I don't got that money.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much my advice.
All right. So that's kind of, I know I pushed you into that advice because I saw you had something good there. My advice is
Was
actually,
it good? Was that what you were thinking?
yeah,
What I had good?
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get to, and I feel like I pushed you there because
On purpose.
yes, because I
Okay.
wanted you to go there because I think that's important. Like, I mean,
People don't realize it, and like, I had a perfect experience on Saturday with it with my dad and myself.
yeah,
It's an eye opener that you need to practice. You know, we shoot our bows all summer
yeah.
at 3D shoots, this and that, and like
I,
people think, oh, I'm just gonna go out there with a gun and shoot a deer.
I
Well, I
think
forgot how much actual challenge it actually is, because like us being archery hunters, we are probably like we want to shoot our deer in archery, and then we're like, oh yeah, rifle's so easy. Oh yeah.
yeah, that's how I
Well, you know,
feel.
it is,
That's
but
how
it
I feel.
isn't. It is, but it isn't.
That's how I feel, and that's why I did. I mean, I shot my rifle. I only shot 5 or 6 shots
Yeah,
that
you
day,
did that day.
but that was it. I might shoot it again, but it just to get that because mine kicks real hard. So a lot of times,
I was flinching so bad, but like neither one of those guns we were shooting kicked that bad because mine's so heavy and it's. I don't know why I was flinching so bad.
well, I go into archery season thinking I'm not going to rifle
I
season. That's
know,
my
I
goal.
know.
That is my goal, and I don't always get that goal because I pass deer too, and that's just what I. That's what everyone kind of does. Like they see a smaller one, or they see
Mm-hmm.
like, or me personally, it's like I want to hunt a little longer. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
want the
Yeah.
first day to be done. Where some people are like, oh, first day done.
This year's the first year that I hunted the rut too. That was a big. That was big.
Yeah, and it's fun. Rut's fun. Like I wish you would have seen some of the things I seen. But
It's nuts.
I want to give my advice,
Okay.
and it's to you too. And I've
Okay.
given you this advice.
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
this is my advice, and you know what? Why I'm giving it to him because I have to give it to myself. Is don't give up. Like don't just like if you only have an hour to hunt, if you only have one day to hunt,
It takes
if
5 seconds
you
to kill a deer.
yeah, if people think like okay, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna blow out these deer. I don't want to go because I don't want to mess my chances up. I'm sorry. I know people say pick your day, but if you only have one day to go, or you have 1 hour to go, one day a week to go that day.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Like I'm sorry, just go hunting and go. Don't like my 100% advice is do not beat yourself up and just go. Like be as hard as it is to be positive whenever you miss something or you're a day
You scared
late,
something.
you scared something walking in. Don't give up because the chance can come and it might come and it you know sometimes I believe if you believe it will come, it will.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to constantly tell you, you're like, oh, I don't want to go
Yeah.
because I'm done hunting, or
I
you're
only
just
have an
feeling
hour to go.
just just if you have some extra time, go. Like
Mm-hmm.
my one advice is just don't beat yourself up. Like don't be too hard on yourself. And I had to do that to myself this year because I missed 2 deer and
Mm-hmm.
I almost didn't want to go because I was like,
I'm
wow,
just gonna miss another deer.
yeah, because I mean I miss probably I usually miss at least once a year. Just like I'll be honest, I miss whether I take a bad shot or a fast shot, but that's usually like my first like, oh wow, you need to take time or you need to
Yeah, it's
like
your eye opener for
yeah.
the season.
Or like or deer duck show. Like I've